Let's see, workshop, we'll begin this workshop. Everybody here except for, yeah, we're missing who? Tanya? Okay, let's go for the, Roy. Go for it.
Yes, sir. So if you prefer, Mayor and Commissioners, we can go into executive first. We were able to
I think we should.
an executive item, and we can talk about it in an open session afterwards. And so you'd rather do that first, we can do that, so we can excuse everyone, and then we can do the budget. I'd like to give you an update on where we're at.
Yeah, I think we should.
Make a motion to recess executive session.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Recess to executive.
Okay, and so I'm gonna ask the media, we'll tell you when you can come back in, but please take your equipment with you. So we're actually not talking about this today, but that way you have it when we do talk about it. This was the original ballot for the Development Corporation.
It's already been made.
And on the right, it shows what the commitment was by the city of McAllen. Okay.
I am gonna eat today, guess I wanna.
Angie.
These fajitas.
Yeah, fajitas with the
And I
chicken
told Alex,
quesadillas
like, I know that.
are super good.
Okay, so I'll start with the caveat. We're gonna go through projects that some of you have identified and thought that they're important to try to move forward with, especially now with the stimulus money that we received. And so I'll say it again, we'll have to pre-qualify the money before we spend it, but we've got a pretty good idea of how to do that. And as we approve projects, I'll have Sergio say, we've got so many dollars that are approved, I guess. And so, in fact, we're about to do our first submittal, isn't it, or first report?
First report at the end of the month,
First report
yes.
at the end of the month. And we think that we've got some $20+ million that will be approved. So, having said that, what we'd like to do, and then we can take any suggestion if you want to do something different, is we can go through this list and start telling or start directing the staff on what projects we can move forward with.
Where's the list?
And so what would follow after this action
Oh,
would be, we would put it on the agenda for action and approval of funds, so we could move forward with those projects. So if we could, either method of elimination, start with the ones we don't want to do, or consensus on the ones you do, we can do either one.
thank you so much.
Oh, Webb is missing.
Yeah.
So these were all the ones that you identified some couple months ago, I guess, or at least a couple months ago. And wherever you want to start, Mayor.
Wherever, everybody jump
You
in.
can either start striking, like this is not a good idea, or say this is really important and see if you can get consensus to move with it.
Bueno, add 9 hole PVSO, probably not, no. The very first one, $4
Probably
million.
not high priority.
I don't think right now. Scratch it off. Fire Station 8, that's
High priority.
That's high priority.
Okay.
Everybody agree?
Yes.
Yes.
Why don't we have a price for the alley upgrades?
Because we had a presentation at a workshop, and we can bring it again. It's just a phenomenal number. I think what would be better, if it's something that you want to do, is that we put a plug number every year, because you're talking about somewhere about $30 or $40 million to do the alleys. And so, do we want to do $500,000 a year, or $1 million a year, or something like that?
I think Tanya was interested, but I know District 5 has a lot of alleys, right? And I think I was one of the ones that brought up alley upgrades. In knowing that alleys of a certain length require a significant amount of infrastructure and more cost, but I do know that we can upgrade shorter alleys without putting in all that infrastructure, right? So we can turn it from milling to a paved road, if it's 150 feet or whatever the case may be. Those were the ones that initially interested me, especially in some of the older neighborhoods. They're not necessarily of an extremely long length. I think the drainage and water in that area already moves the way it moves. And I don't think upgrading the alley without adding heavy infrastructure would be a big problem, right? As long as it's under a short length. So, I don't know, maybe next meeting I'll put it as a future agenda item. But I wanted some
Yeah, well, we can.
some
do-
streets that could be recognized and say, hey, these are streets that would fit at a lower cost that we can just upgrade just on the surface.
Like I have like
That's
the
what I
ones in Hermosa and McAllen, they're shorter alleys. Cause like the ones in La Balboa, you're talking, they stretch.
Some of them
really-
stretch long.
They're very
But-
long. But like La Hermosa and La McAllen, they're shorter alleys. So I think I kind of like the idea that we mentioned about like maybe putting like
A
certain-
slug.
let's say
$500,000.
$500,000, $1 million maybe a year, and then that way we slowly but surely we start paving the alleys, and that way eventually one day we will just get rid of that problem.
Or if it's a one-time thing, then it's going to be difficult to make a yearly occurrence. But what I was thinking was there's some alleys that are paved and then they're mixed in with unpaved alleys, and that's where I get the complaints from. There's residents will say, well, look, I mean, my alley here isn't paved, but the one down the street here is paved, and so I think we got to look at that and maybe prioritize those.
Well, let me suggest something. So what if we do a combination of both? The estimate I just got is 36 million to do all alleys that are not paved. So what if we do, I'm just gonna throw out a number, maybe too high or too low. You do $4 million up front and do some priority, and then $500,000 a year after that.
I would be okay with that, because I think with 4 million at least we would be able to get at, I guess, start making a impact where people know that we're already working on it.
So when we
That's
do
just a
that,
suggestion.
are we also gonna have to budget for maintenance for that as well?
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
That's another cost as well.
Well, we already maintenance
We
them
already
also.
maintenance.
Sometimes they require more maintenance.
Yeah,
We're sending.
because they-
I get calls on the same alleys over and over and over after every major rain.
Y'all wanna put that in the parking lot and come back to it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Call it the parking
Put
lot.
a number there.
I say,
Then I think they're.
yeah, because 36 million is a lot.
Let's
in
go
one,
through
but
them
I
real
think
quick,
4
and then
million
we'll
is
come
fine.
back to
Okay.
some of the ones that,
Okay.
that way we can get rid of the ones animal intake,
Yes.
50,000.
Yes.
That's the study.
But that's a
Yes, that's a
study.
study.
Okay, then that's a study for the purpose of trying to see whether we can do one by ourselves
Basically,
or.
a feasibility study, yeah.
Absolutely.
So we
We
can start. We
spend-
can start
we
establishing
spend-
a plan.
We spend 800,000 or
No,
a
we
million.
spend 1.3 if you add in PD's animal control budget with what we give PBES.
Mhm. Okay, so you guys are
Yeah.
interested in that?
Yes.
Yes.
Omar, Tanya? Okay, I think the commission's okay with that. Balboa lift station, 700,000. What's that for?
That's a pump station for storm sewer.
Yeah.
And required, necessary?
We're gonna have to do it.
It's very required, yeah.
Got it. Beautification of Bicentennial,
Are those big barriers that are going between the homes and the expressway?
hopefully.
No,
what
we
do have
haven't
there?
done anything, but this is basically something that came up at our first meeting that, now that Bicentennial is at grade and we took the overpass out, when people come in from the airport, most people are going to, northbound on Bicentennial. And that's kind of the area they first see. And the comments were, it doesn't look real nice. So we want to do a couple of things. We want to landscape it, put some nice shade, put some nice, greenery, and go to on the west side of the right of way. That's our right of way. We can put a nice either vinyl or something like that fence, white, make it look nice through there. Because right now it's very old chain link with weeds all over the place. We clean it up, put a fence on the west side. Then possibly go to the east side, go to some property owners, because there's some areas that we can do
Yeah.
the same thing, and see if they would allow us to take their fence down, put this nice vinyl, and kind of make that entrance look better looking. We think we can do it for
Sounds
about
good.
$250,000.
That, we definitely need that area, especially, that's District 4 or 5 or what is that? But I think that's very necessary. Guys?
Fine.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Beautification, Bethel Gardens.
I didn't know there was anything still planned for it.
Roy,
But I guess Roy
we
can
have
tell us.
Bethel Gardens, but I know we met with them and they're requesting some stuff and it's very minimal.
Yeah,
Piper
it's not a big deal. We're actually having a little trouble with what we agreed that day, and we
Oh,
said
yeah?
you've got to convey the property. It's never been conveyed, and it's actually part of the Baptist church. So we're working through that, and like you
Okay.
said, it's minimal. Why don't we put if you want to do it, maybe $20,000 there, and we can take care of it.
I think it's even less than that, but I'd be okay with that. I mean, it's,
That'd be good. That'll finish our commitment to them.
This is
And
for
that was a
property?
great project.
No, it's to beautify it.
Oh, just
They would deed the property to us,
Oh,
and
I
it would
see.
become a park.
okay, then we have by Donald Bridge. Ooh, that'd be so wonderful. But I
That's
think
around
that's,
$150,000.
It's not something we can prioritize right now.
no, but why does it say 150?
Would it be?
No, to buy it, to get it.
Well,
No,
that's
but
a- that might be the
they're
cost,
getting the
but-
funding. They're probably gonna get their funding now, so that's out.
Okay.
Campground
Yeah,
project.
this is the property over on North 23rd that we purchased a couple of years ago, and we think it has a lot of potential out there. A lot of potential. It's a very nice
That's a
kind of natural
Belton
habitat.
Gardens?
Monday?
Is that the one on North 23rd?
Yes.
Yeah, North 23rd.
And what? By Oxford, Frontera?
You know where my brother's office is?
It's kind of hidden.
Yeah,
Right before the
next to it.
curve.
Yeah, right next to it.
So I kind of see this in two parts, Roy. I would like to sort of prioritize the land acquisition portion, and maybe the campground project as a whole to be brought back once it's there's sort of a proposed plan, right, that we can look at.
So the property we're talking about is the one in the north?
Yeah.
No,
The
so there's
Rockford?
two different things going on here. One is, when we bought the property, we talked about turning into a park, more of a natural, tent, camping, biking type of park. And then, something that came up since then is that the property immediately to the north is
Yeah.
available. It's virgin soil, there's no trees, there's no nothing.
So
we
it was
have to-
orchards.
Yeah.
It's all orchard.
But, so there's two things. One is when we can make the park with the property that we have, and then the second is the purchase of the north property.
I have a problem. So why instead of going and spending $2.8 million on creating a new park, we don't put that money into renovating the existing parks? Because we do have a lot of older parks that really do need, like, we're talking the pavilions, the sidewalks, the fencing, even like extending some of the recreational areas in the existing parks.
We
So
don't
I
have
think
anything
I
like
first want to
that.
focus on
Yeah.
what we have already, then once we fix the ones we have, we'll go into a new one.
Well, I think we don't have an endless pot, but I think we have money for both. We've been talking about the Kapler property since we've been on, these 4 years, and it's a beautiful property that nobody knows about. And so this would be a perfect opportunity for us to spend some resources to make that a campground, something that we're all really impressed with.
And
Yeah.
people keep talking about green space, and we're running out. I think we have that piece. We can acquire the north. We have a good area.
That's
We
why I
have a
think-
very nice a property that's already owned by the city, the nature center. That
We can also work on that.
We can't take bikes in there. That's
Yeah.
one of
yeah,
the
Well, I
no,
think-
but that's like people can go and
I think
play-
that's why
they can
the-
go and do yoga. They can go. There's a lot of children activities in the park, and to be honest, that's the one that's been neglected.
Wow, I guess
The nature, I would disagree with that,
Yeah.
Commissioner, because that was the intended purpose for it, is to keep it natural, to keep it walkable, to do the exercise. We did that hill, so I think it's meeting its intent. I would agree with Omar. I think we can do both. I don't disagree with you. I think there's a lot of work to do in our current parks, and I wish Denny is here. I know Joe's on the phone, but we've got a lot of projects right now for current parks, and we actually have healthy fund balances that we're going to talk about during budget in our park zones. We got a couple $1 million there that we can use, and I think we should.
Yeah,
Oh.
because like kind of like West Side Park, like the street that goes inside the park is covered in potholes, and then the pavilions they're all deteriorated and
Agreed.
so like and these are beautiful parks, but you go and there's potholes everywhere, and then the pavilion is like a
Why don't
little
we do
rusty.
this? Why don't we match that number with another 2.8 to do existing parks.
Yeah.
Well,
good.
Well, this
At least.
list was done before I was elected,
Right.
and, you know, we had a plan to do some more at Morris Junior High.
Here we go with Morris.
Okay,
That's all I got
so,
to say.
where are we with them?
We are completing that
Thank you.
last phase, and I don't see Morris anywhere, but
We
Can
should have
certainly
got
add
the
it.
funding, we got the funding. If I remember, we got the funding for Morris.
yeah, we can, if that's the consensus of the commission, we can add the next phase here.
Pero
Well,
I like the plan that you said, add some money for existing parks, do the Kepler property.
I like the
You know,
Kepler property.
I think we definitely need to acquire the land for the
Mhm.
potential at minimum, so we,
Yeah.
so we keep the potential of the future project. And I was saying just kind of park the improvement aspect till we see a plan. I think
Yeah.
the main heartburn you had, Omar, over the idea of Crockett was that you hadn't seen a plan, and, you know, that, here we're
Yeah,
kind
sure.
of,
Because that park even has.
and
a
here
date.
we're similar at, you know,
Well, it's similar, but I'm sure that the 2.8 came from somewhere. So what, I mean, there must be a plan,
Yeah, we have a preliminary plan.
and we haven't been advised of it, but nonetheless, there's a plan to, and I just don't want us to lose out on this opportunity. And we
Yeah.
wait for another year or budget cycle, and then it gets lost because the money's gonna be spent. It's gonna be spent this time, you know what I mean?
Because to
Okay.
be honest,
Sounds like a
I think the biggest issue is acquiring that orchards that are adjacent to it.
Okay, guys, so it's a yes?
Yes.
yes.
Okay.
Okay. And did that include adding money for current
Yes.
parks?
Yes.
Well, the
2
rest of
million?
the
The 2.8
2 million?
to,
Or you want to match?
no, the same thing, 2.8
You wanna
for
match?
the existing parks.
Okay.
We'll find it
Well,
elsewhere.
let's get an idea. 1 to 2 something.
Okay.
Children's Museum and IMAS.
The $1 million is to actually, yeah, do what exactly?
Well, to help them do what they want. This came from you guys, remember? So
Yeah, no, it said children. I was a proponent of the Children's Museum, but I think it would be. I think on a grand scale, it'd be significantly bigger than $1 million.
Well, I think what we're thinking about is kind of a matching type of.
That's
Okay.
what I'm drinking. Because they need
So
to get
more of a
the money.
commitment,
Yeah.
and it might not even be spent.
Yeah, because they're either started or gonna start
The
a
process
campaign
to raise
bring
money.
in yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
I would be a proponent of it.
Yeah,
Yes.
me too.
Huh?
Yeah.
But $1 million? Okay,
Match.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that just puts the pressure on them to get
Yeah.
that or more.
Development,
So that would be a match, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Development
Where
Center,
are you? Where's
where's, Michelle's not there?
2.8 times 2.
Michelle, where are you?
Vacation.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Development Center.
Development Center, we have the liaison, I know we had been talking about, Michelle's starting to, trying to set up something so we can meet with some of the developers. I think we definitely need
Yes.
at least that right now.
Yes.
Okay, so that's a yes.
Yeah.
East and West hike and bike trails, 2
Okay,
million.
I'll just tell you this, because it's a recurring cost, I don't wanna take any risks, we'll just put that in the budget.
Okay.
Okay?
Like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Good thinking. Good
So it's not
thinking.
gonna come out of here.
Right.
Good.
Bike trails.
I think the issue is right away. Right away acquisition, availability to even do that.
Where we at?
Actually,
Bike
I was
trails.
thinking if instead of one entry sign, we can get two, one on 23rd. Because honestly, some people don't even know that they've entered McAllen or when they're in McAllen or FAR or anywhere anymore.
they do now, we've got tents everyone.
They actually, I would not be opposed to Edinburgh McAllen, but also if we can do one Hidalgo McAllen entry sign, I think that's gonna look real nice.
Not funny.
So can we do two?
What are we doing?
Two
Bike
on-
trail.
doing-
Instead
Like
of
a bike
one,
trail.
we can do two, one in
It's not
Edinburgh
even-
and then the other one on 23rd.
Okay, so far you're at 1,122,000.
1 million.
I mean,
1.2.
1 million, 10 million,
Oh,
122.
okay.
There you go, the fire station one was.
Okay.
Yeah. No,
A long
the
way to
calculator's
go.
right, it's my brain.
Okay.
Okay, I'm sorry, east and west hike and bike trails?
Oh, sorry, I jumped okay.
What about the right of way acquisition? I'm sure we're gonna need it.
Right of way acquisition?
That one that connects Second to Bicentennial, we have some grant money from the MPO, and we have some assistance from Transit to build that trail. So we already have that programmed, and it's in the budget as a project.
Oh, awesome.
So-
So saves $2 million.
That's the one along the drainage
Perfect.
canal?
Yes.
Okay.
So we can
But
skip this? 'cause we
that's
really
for
need
only
anyone.
one. That's that one on the
That's
Let's,
west
okay.
let's
side.
stick with that one for now.
We'll stick with that
Yeah.
one for now?
See
For
how
now?
it, see how it comes to
Okay.
fruition.
Yeah.
Okay, we're in entry signs. What did we decide on entry signs?
So to be honest, right
Edinburgh
now,
and McAllen.
the state right
Do
now,
we need
they're
one?
You can
they're
talk
they're
anytime you
adding,
want.
There's different,
look,
I just don't think we
on
need that.
23rd, have you guys, like on military, the state is already kind of like adding, palm trees and butterfly gardens along 23rd Street. So I think if we combine it with an entry sign, I think it would look very,
Well,
like,
this one
very
specifically
nice.
says Edinburgh to McAllen.
Yeah, well, that's why I said right now that I wanted two. We can do
Oh.
two instead of one.
Well,
Because right now, 23rd Street is getting renovated by the state. So I think if we can combine that
but
with,
the one that you would like would be entering
from on 23rd Street coming from Hidalgo into McAllen.
Hidalgo to McAllen.
Yeah.
now how important are these? Because there's 10th Street, there's Ware, all those areas are coming from different.
Well, usually the people that get off of the bridge in Hidalgo, they take 23rd Street straight into McAllen to go to the mall and everything.
Mm.
I just don't think they're that necessary. Chip.
It just says welcome to the city of McAllen or something. But I'm telling you, because if we combine it with what the state is already doing on 23rd Street, it's gonna end up looking very nice.
Let's come back to that one, because I don't think there's too much interest.
Well, I think there is, but you have 100,000 for, I don't know how much it's gonna cost to do which one, but if you could put, you know, another $50,000 in the budget to do that.
But where? Because we have the issue of, do you do the Expressway, do you do the, on McCall,
Well,
on
there's a lot
23rd?
What do you do?
On the kid?
Me, the only reason I say 23rd, because that's the road that is directly off of the Hidalgo Bridge. So Hidalgo Bridge is on 23rd Street, and it goes all the way to the airport, to the mall, to the Expressway.
The
I
only-
call it the entry to the city.
The only problem with 23rd is it doesn't matter where we put it, it's kind of crowded, you'll lose it. And that's the only problem I see with 23rd.
Well, the one that they put on 10th Street and 2nd Street, I mean, no one sees that one.
Well, there you go, what's the purpose of
Yeah,
signs?
but 23rd Street is completely different. Like you're using everybody that cross. How many people cross the Hidalgo Bridge that are
Any
not
of them have
COVID
any
here?
impact as
Got
well.
zero.
How many
Signs,
people
come back
cross
to
the
signs.
bridge?
Huh?
How many people use the Hidalgo Bridge on a daily basis outside of COVID situations?
Yeah.
Hundreds of thousands.
Thank you. Hundreds of thousands of people.
But does-
Not
does-
hundreds
does-
of
Know where
thousands
they're
of people
going?
Do
go
the-
down 10th Street to
Are they
see
called
that
wayfinding
useless
signs? I
empty
don't know.
sign.
Do these, something, I guess, city monuments, or I don't know, what entrance monuments, do they have any real impact to either the visitor or the person entering? Like,
They
does
just
it add
make our
value
city-
does it add value to their visit?
I think it just makes our city look more welcoming and prettier.
Not really.
No, come back to it. We're okay, or vote it down.
Well, I'm not
I
gonna
don't-
give up on that one.
If we're gonna do one, I'd rather do the one Tanya's passionate about than do the Edinburgh one. I don't see the Edinburgh to McAllen one being as necessary as maybe military.
I agree with Sevi.
Well, let's take a look at the rest of the funds, and then we'll come back to this one. Okay?
So we change it instead of Edinburgh, we put Hidalgo?
Yeah, we'll revisit it already. Then the fiber upgrades.
What do you think the necessity is? This is only for the Wi-Fi expansion, or why does it say Wi-Fi?
Yeah, the Wi-Fi expansion.
The 600K would add how many homes? Or
Well, no, that's just the fiber. Robert's not here.
It's probably 200, 250 additional poles somewhere in there.
Yeah, and so there's two different things. This is just the fiber to get to it. To do what we did
you'd have the cost of all the
Couple of
equipment
years.
and install.
a couple years ago for the COVID thing, we probably need about probably another $3 million, and we would be able to cover the entire
The
city.
state has a lot of money.
Yeah,
at their
that's true.
disposal.
They're gonna have money, maybe we can get some money for that, specifically for Wi-Fi.
Then
Partnership with the school district? Any opportunities there?
Possible, they're getting some of this money. Yeah.
I think we can come
I
back
think
to
there
that
needs to be a
one.
coordination with the
I think
county
that
and
one stays on hold.
us to try to get as much
Well,
back for our
let me
money.
ask you this, is there a desire to cover the entire city with Wi-Fi capability?
Yes.
Long term,
Not
yes.
necessarily.
Long term.
Really?
I think we can come back to it
Why
later.
not?
I'd be
And we
weary.
already-
Well, we're competing with
I think we could-
Spectrum, you know, I mean, I already have Spectrum.
I'd be somewhat
You know, I
weary
mean-
because I think our goal was to provide it to
To
the
lower
areas
income,
and the
yeah.
low income and the
Yeah.
people that needed it the most. You know, do we need
Well-
it citywide? Because we got to think about the install cost, the maintenance
Yeah.
cost, and changing technology. There could come a day where overnight it's all obsolete.
Well, in fact, he had a time frame of when this thing would have to be.
Like 5 years.
Yeah,
5 or 6 years.
within 5 years, we'll
I think
have
it was
to do a
5 years.
technology upgrade anyway. So.
In 5 years, we were looking at another like $700,000, $800,000 bullet.
But were people to work out of their house or work in areas not necessarily, you know, coming into our area from out of the state, investing, wanted to come and buy homes and bring their families, one of the things that they're asking for is the quality of the fiber optics and Wi-Fi in this area. The fastest possible, and that's a big feature to try to lure people to come to our area.
But industry has access to high-speed fiber, and I don't think the city's ever going to provide it for commercial purposes necessarily. So high-speed fiber is available. I mean, I know we have it at our office. And
But at the end, the school's gonna have a lot of money for this. They're also gonna be
Right.
providing for the lower income areas, which is what we're trying to do too. So let's let them do it,
Right.
and should they be short, then we revisit it again.
Right. Well, why
And
don't
we
we
match it.
continue and we'll come back at the end?
Yeah,
okay.
okay.
Yeah.
$10 million right away, what the?
Yes.
Roy, talk to us.
Wait, where are you?
Yeah, so, that's the estimate, I mean, that's a
Yeah.
big number, I mean, I guess
Take that
whatever
number.
dollar
No.
we get is how much we build. You know, we can build $1 million of trails, or 2 or 10.
We
If
will
you look
come
at
back
all-
to that.
If you look at all of the irrigation.
Wait a minute. No.
Wait,
That's the
how
number.
much of that stuff can we do self-help?
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, there's usually money from TechStot that we can, you know, the project that Yvette just talked about, they're still popular, there's still opportunities for us to be able to get grants and not use this money.
I
It's
think
up to you.
in order to spend 10 million,
Mhm.
we need to see where these trails are gonna be and where they access. I mean, I'm a big proponent of trails that we're planning here because it's gonna help us with our mountain biking expansion. You know, many people like myself ride mountain bikes and we go to other cities, Mission being one, because there's, you know, the trails that we have are more for running and not for mountain biking. So this is gonna help us. This is gonna help us with that. But we can't see where the 10 million is gonna be spent. You know, I mean, we put a number here, but unless we have a map that says, you know, we're connecting these, you know, and this is where your money's going, it's kind of hard for us
Yeah.
to.
Could
But I
we-
think we should allocate some money.
JJ.
Do we have to acquire right away? Can we just use either an easement or just a lease?
Something that we can look at.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have to make
Why do we
it high
require-
profile like Bicentennial or Second. I mean, I think people would just be happy with
That
a
is-
gravel or caliche clearing and it's maintained and
Just that
put
it's-
some
it's-
signage.
it's-
as
Oh,
well
yeah.
section.
It's
Yeah,
long,
the-
continuous.
Some
bikes,
plants, that's
off
correct.
road.
You also
Or
have
even
to
the-
be in any high-end company.
Yeah, and the existing ones that we already have, just maybe put one next to it, and then that way, like, one's the biking lane and the other one's the running lane.
A lot of times they just want access. Right now, you know, there's a do not cross.
Oh, that's right.
And a lot of times access is the most important. You know, if we made it nicer, it'd be better, but 10 million I don't think is necessary.
Yeah.
You know, it's really access and coordinating with the irrigation district
The thing
to
we
try
can-
and make this happen would be beneficial.
We can do it in phases. I mean, we don't have to build those 10 million right now, but we can do it in phases and divide it by districts. and start
How
out.
many irrigation districts were we talking about? Just District 1, no? The one on the west side?
I can't even fight for District 1 only anymore.
I'm sorry.
I think parks.
Why don't we use a smaller number and then we bring you some information?
Yes.
You can
Come back.
Yeah.
Or maybe like a layout of where they would
Like
go.
2 million?
2 million?
Yeah.
Going once?
2 million.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
2 million? Okay.
Yeah. For the bikers.
2 million or lease.
Commission.
I just don't think we need to buy right away.
Bueno, Las Palmas Country Club.
Por favor. No, okay, this is
Oh, pick the
Community
bikes
Community
for the
center,
thing.
not the country club.
community
Oh.
center. We want to. No, I'm not gonna say that. No, what this is we're trying to upgrade the community centers. This one being the oldest. One of the things that I've been asked to do is to help with the fields there. There's a lot of use of in soccer fields there,
Yeah.
and there's potholes. Number one, number two, the nets. There's no nets there, so anytime you make a goal, you got to go chase the ball. It's just, we're not really
agree.
providing anything nice
I
there
agree.
at Las Palmas.
How about instead of that we put like upgrading the soccer fields in general? Because actually that's right. There's some on Roosevelt that is just like all of the poles, they're like all rusty and there's no nets, and
Well,
maybe
we're
you can do like a soccer.
talking about Las
initiative.
Palmas here, folks.
Yeah.
Well, Roosevelt
let's-
has the same issue.
Consensus?
Let's
Yes?
come
No?
back.
Well,
I think it's
I'm not sure
But
about
it
the
says
artificial
about
turf.
How about we do
artificial
like a
turf.
soccer?
yeah, where the artificial
rehabilitation?
turf stem from, Omar? Is
We're
that
not the Dallas
something?
Cowboys.
Well, we're not the Dallas Cowboys.
Commissar.
So this comes from the league play. There's a league that plays in Mission. It's a very nice artificial turf field, and it will get a lot of use. And so that's where that comes from. Is we don't have a place like that here. We don't provide those type of facilities here, and
Is it a single field where you're talking, or is it
Single
multiple?
field.
Single field also?
yeah.
And they primarily use it because of that turf, you think?
I think they would.
But if we put artificial somewhere, the other people are going to be, hey, what about us?
Well,
And that
Well,
is
I think
the
that I think
problem.
that's why we do certain amenities at certain parks to differentiate, right? I think that's
Yeah.
the goal now, is to not make every park a replica of the other ones, right? They each have their
Well,
unique
then they look
features.
real nice without nets right now. They're different than the
Yeah,
other
because
ones.
none of them have nets.
no.
Like I have yet to see a single net on a soccer goal.
Yeah.
I guess that's by design, or that
No, it's because they get taken. They take them.
they take them.
The elements aren't nice to them, and people take them.
How about we make them like chain?
We don't have a park-
Chain that
park-
shit up.
Because I think we put enough money to make it look nice and everything, but artificial turf is
No,
like
man.
super expensive.
And
That's
I
very
think
true.
artificial turf is more
And
higher
the-
risk of injury.
So where do we get the 800?
Yeah.
The dollar amount there?
That's probably the whole turf.
You thought it was you?
No, I didn't put that.
I'm okay with the soccer fields, but cross out the artificial turf, man.
Yeah. me
So
too.
how much would we? I mean, it's already a field. So
Well,
So
then
just
fill up the
$20
potholes,
for
put some
nets.
clay, grade it right, reseed it,
Yeah.
put more
Some good
irrigation if
grass,
you need it.
irrigation.
How about instead that we do
Risk.
like an upgrade of soccer fields in
Right.
general, and then we put an X amount of money there, and there we go.
Oh, you good conversation. That's it.
I don't even know
We
how
don't
to
need
play
the
soccer.
artificial turf cover, sorry, let's move on.
I think we do.
Show me
Is it in District 3?
empirical data.
It is.
Yeah,
It
it's
is.
District 3.
artificial turf.
No.
That's why I suggested
Because
dividing
I mean,
it
Mark is
among
next.
That's a
districts.
done deal.
I do like. I've always liked the idea. If we don't have a feature, it's nice to add it. I'm not saying we have to do it to every field, and if it's something, Omar,
Well, it's something that Las Palmas really needs the help. The community center, the park. I mean, it's old. It's people think it's only a senior citizen center,
That's right.
and it isn't. And there's even a sign from like 40 years ago that's on 23rd Street that says senior citizen center that way. I mean,
That's all
we
we want. We'll just
don't
change
we
the
don't
sign.
How about we just take that sign
we
off?
don't give any love to Las
I
Palmas
think
Community
we
Center.
should do it.
We will
No
just,
love.
I
What?
agree.
How about
Omar,
instead of that?
is the field lit?
I think
But-
800 should be twice that much.
Is the
Hold
field
on,
lit,
hold on.
I'm
Omar?
just kidding.
Why instead of putting an artificial curb, you put the 800,000 to go to like a full renovation of Las Palmas?
Right.
I think that would be a better use of the money than just to focus it on one turf.
Well, what would be the full renovation? I mean, it just depends on what the full renovation is. If
We'll figure it out.
Well, why don't we assign
if
the
we're gonna upgrade the
800,000?
roof, you
Why don't we
know,
Just to Las
why don't we
Palmas.
assign the 800,000 to Las Palmas, and as Omar's project, he can choose to find other purposes, or if he wants to do the turf, I say we do the turf.
that sounds good.
Yes. Okay. So we
I
just
like that,
put.
Savvy.
It's your
so
fund,
just go
Omar.
Las Palmas
I like
Community
the
Center.
turf.
That's it.
1.5?
No turf.
Oh,
Eight.
Was it 1.6?
No, wait a minute.
No, espérate, tampoco no exageres.
So that's for Las Palmas.
Is
800,000
Omar, is the
for
field
Las
lit?
Palmas.
But,
Because they use it in
Roy,
the evening.
It might need
Monday.
some lighting.
That
Well,
place
the-
is always lit.
but the
It's
next
fun.
time I need to know what is gonna go on at Morris,
Yeah, the senior citizens are fun.
there in that area.
But we can put it in.
Yeah, we'll bring it to you next
We
meeting.
should have
Okay.
it. Oh, yeah, the concern with the turf,
At Morris?
yeah, the concern with the turf is the upkeep. Later on, it tears and everything. 5, 6, 7 years later, we're in deep. And then we gotta think about
Yes.
that.
Well, we need to see.
I think
what-
we can bring that. They
We
can
can
bring
talk
that to
to
us.
Parks about what the upgrade. I mean, the maintenance is of it. I mean, you know, it's,
But
there's-
cutting grass every 2 weeks probably adds up to the 1 5-year maintenance.
could be.
You know,
But artificial grass does not clean our air.
you're right about that. Yes.
It's
Okay,
synthetic
bueno,
Yeah, it's too
onward.
hot
as
down
an
here for that.
artificial.
Ugh.
Lighting on McCall to Orangewood, eso es red, so it's,
There's no price, but I think
Yeah, we don't
we can
have a
avoid
price
that.
yet.
hey, we have a downtown and we skip downtown. I think downtown is very important.
Yeah.
We skip that.
Uh,
Up in red above it.
Oh,
We have, it's incredible the amount of sales revenue that comes in there. Like, I didn't even know till I started going, and it's incredible. We started off with sidewalks, we're gonna start adding trash cans, but either, but no, this is something else, this is on, it needs to go on some other stuff. Small business or,
small business grants is in here.
Yeah.
bueno, pues when we get there, because we need to revitalize our downtown
And maybe
area,
like
look like-
signage too in downtown. I think that there's some streets that don't even have a street sign anymore. And then we also have like we can probably have like these really pretty like lamps or something that can go on the corners just to like make it feel more like downtown hip.
Does the refresh encompass downtown?
We
too?
need
I think they have their own. I think they have their own fund.
It's got certain
downtown.
thoroughs that it covers.
Does it cover
23rd.
downtown?
It's
doesn't.
parts of
It
23rd,
doesn't.
not downtown.
It needs like
No.
its own refresh, 50/50, you
I
know?
thought we did that.
And some
Did we
kind
do
of
a
a-
commercial?
If I'm not mistaken, I
It's a
think there's
refresh
a fund
50/50.
already for downtown, similar to 50/50.
Okay, well,
Or the other one?
Well,
we'll get to that one in a little
Okay.
bit. Marketing campaign to live in McAllen. I don't think we need that.
No,
No, I don't think we do that.
no.
Okay. No,
We
natatorium.
want to increase property taxes, right?
Price tag
We
is
want to
way
have
too
people
high.
to come and live in McAllen, so we can have more people pay for property taxes. That's where you get it.
Well,
We already
but
have a
there are-
marketing
But we
company.
need to put it into our regular operational marketing, not out of this.
yeah, it shouldn't be out of this thing. Natatorium.
Yes, natatorium, we need to do so.
That would be fun.
Well, not only that, it is, our natatorium facilities at Nicky Row and at our municipal park,
I will tell you, they
it's
have
just
one in
not,
Forest.
it's not enough for what we have to do.
What do the
We do
schools
not
say
need an
about that?
natatorium.
Do we know what the
Isn't that
aquatic
what all
center
the
costs
but wait a
in
minute.
Mission?
The fleece
But
came
yeah,
out.
but what we
Something.
need to do is, I'm not saying that price
Yeah,
tag
that's
is ours,
huge.
okay? There needs to be some type of work to bring that to fruition, but I'm not saying for us to totally fund it, no. What can we do?
Well, that's what I'm saying. What
Yeah.
about the schools?
They were interested when we first talked to
Because
them.
there's no
But
way.
are they
we
But
should-
interested
that
to
number
share the
for a real
costs?
natatorium, that's pretty accurate.
Yes, it
Probably
is.
closer to 30 million.
But that's like a
Well,
competitive center, right?
Yeah, but
With
what I would
stands and
suggest
all
is,
this kind of
I mean,
stuff.
that's a big project.
I say
That's a bond election type of project.
that's something that the voters should vote on, I think.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Without a
Okay.
doubt.
Then let
you think?
leave it up to
Yeah,
them.
no,
Why
I
should
think
this
so.
get
I
done?
think so too. But I mean, I think we're duplicating, something that has just been created just down the road and far, why don't we look at a aquatic center, you know, where we get, you know, like the McAllen swim team, and I mean people
Yeah.
that do this competitively. I mean they have a place to go. You know, down the street from where we live, there's the Banworth Park that has an aquatic center there. It's just down the road, you know, from where we live. And so, how much did that cost? I mean, is that something that we're considering? If not,
That's a lot less.
that's a lot
That's a lot
less.
less.
And that's something that's nice. And we don't even have something like that.
But that's something different, but this, for example, if I were a citizen, I'd say, you know what, you guys are spending 25 million
Yeah.
on an auditorium when some
there's
of our
one
streets are
2
so
miles
bloody.
down the street.
Yeah.
We need a
Exactly.
20 million
That's what
bond.
I'm saying. I
So
don't
that's
think
why we gotta-
this is not.
I rather put the 25 million
Yeah.
in streets.
Bueno, new development and infrastructure, 5 million, that's to buy
Yes,
real estate?
I think we have to do that.
What is that? New development and infrastructure real estate? What
That's
are you-
basically, you know, one of the things that you all have talked about lately is that we need to strategically start buying real estate.
Bueno, so we have this, plus we have the 1 point something on the campground projects, so that's also for real estate. Okay, I think,
And,
I think we need
on
to-
the second page, you got another figure for real estate that you've already done. You already
Okay.
purchased that property.
everybody okay with 5 million, or do
Yeah.
we need
I
to
think-
increase it?
No, that's
Well,
fine.
Yes?
If y'all put that as what's needed, I think we do it. If you want more.
Yeah.
Okay.
New parks and rec areas south of Expressway. There's another land acquisition.
Yes, back purchases.
There's a couple of things that we can do over there. There's, of course, there's grants to do so. Listen, District 6, we have no parks south of, not even Expressway, south of Business 83.
Yeah.
I talked to Commissioner Eddie Cantu, he's willing to participate if it's near his thing. So we can do a combination of grants with the participation of the county and the city of McAllen to get that done.
Yeah. Like what we did with Encino Park. Like that.
Where do we get this money? Where do we get the number? Like, do we have a site? Do we know how much 5 acres cost? I mean, is that kind of where we did it?
Yeah, well, what we did, you know, for the south side, we kind of took a market average of what it would be. There isn't a lot near the expressway, but there's certainly some further south. So, you know, I mean, $1 million is not gonna buy you a lot of land.
Bottom elementary, what you say?
So 5 million, it's like
Bottom
a
elementary.
Summer Breeze Park, right? I mean, on Benson. Is it kind of like that? It's kind of like not a neighborhood park, but a little bit more of a
It
regional.
came from Commissioner Tanya, so
The what?
that came from you.
Wait a second. Some
The
years
what?
back-
The parks?
This one, there's new park south of the expressway.
Yes, and actually that's kind of where Pepe is coming from as well, just because we do have, like the parks on the south side, they're old and deteriorated, or they're non-existent. Now, we do have a lot of parks in District 4, but we don't have that many in District 6. So,
Bueno, pues look for something.
But real quick, I'm looking at it from a maintenance perspective, that the cost of personnel and equipment to maintain a 5-acre park is about the same as a 10. So why don't we just make it 10 acres? Because I thought we were trying to move away from the smaller
Small.
neighborhood parks and trying to at least keep a minimum of 10 acres.
Well,
You bet?
I agree.
I think bigger
Remember that
parks are better.
conversation? No.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was probably Denny.
that was Denny, yeah. Sorry.
Okay, well,
So I say yes to
you
the.
wanna double
parks.
that?
Double it to 10?
Yeah, double
Well,
it
I
to
mean,
10.
the price to 2.6.
6.
I'm just trying to be
Which
consistent to get away.
Is this
from
going to be in the
small-
South Jackson area?
Wherever y'all want, wherever we can find land.
Where we
Well,
can
I
find
say we
that.
start with that, and if we have to come back later on.
So then we'll start with
Double it?
2.6?
Yes.
Okay, do it.
Thank you.
10 acres.
And if you don't find any property, Tony wants some more parks in District 1.
What to improve the existing.
Ah, ándale. Okay,
And we want the
Nikki,
Capper
That
property.
Barton Creek.
Nikki
And we want-
Road.
excuse me, and we want the Capper property.
Nicky Road.
Nicky
Lighting.
Road, lighting, yeah.
Is that the school facilities?
Wait, Nicky roll the tennis courts?
Mhm.
¿Y por qué no lo están echando?
Well, we
para acá?
need to do,
They don't do that.
we need to do more for tennis.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause that's
Well,
what
it's
you-
on the second page, the tennis center. So
Okay.
In Encino's Park, they actually did
Kill
upgrade
the
the lighting,
Nicky Road
and it made it so
lights.
much
Get rid
better.
of the
and
lights, it's
let's
over
put
here.
it in when
Yeah.
we talk about the tennis
Tennis
center
center.
because
I say
that's
yes.
gonna
Yeah.
bring the
plan.
night play.
Yeah.
So are we
We already
okay
have
with this
Mackay
one?
night play.
No,
Okay, so we're striking this for now?
Yes.
Make it
Wait,
real
wait,
strike.
Strike.
you're striking.
Well,
it?
if we're doing the others, then
Because we're gonna
yeah,
go to the
that's
next
okay.
page to the
Okay.
tennis center.
Oh,
Where
I
is it?
see, I see.
We're gonna do a
It's
real
kind of
tennis.
in, but it's the last item before staff.
And also, can we do something about that private tennis school
Tennis
that
center,
keeps
2.6.
that keeps reserving all of the tennis courts? I'm just saying that's just like a thought.
What is this Mission Tennis Center?
Northwest Blue Line
I
Hike
think
and
that
Bike
was
Trail.
they took the original plan.
Okay, but do you all wanna do the tennis center then? That's on the second page?
Yes.
We'll
Yeah.
do
Say
this.
that
We'll
one.
get there.
Get
We'll get there.
And,
We'll get there.
and on that, Roy, I think if we contact USTA, they'll actually do the plans for free, is my understanding.
Yes.
Because they're huge proponents of cities doing tennis centers.
Okay.
Say
Blue
like-
Line Hike and Bike.
All right, so this
I'm
is
not-
a
Wouldn't that go into the
We put 2 million into
The previous
into
one?
that. I mean, we can add
The
another
trails?
2 million.
let's see.
Where is this or what?
Along the blue line,
This is the
Drainage
ditch
channel.
between 23rd and 29th. It starts right where the library and the Walmart is, where the Blue Wave Car Wash is,
Yeah.
and just keep going north. So it's gonna cross 3 Mile Line, it's gonna cross Dove, it's gonna cross 4 Mile Line, it's gonna cross Trenton, and then ultimately hit Auburn, and then continue to Oxford. So it's about.
Does it
a
connect
little-
a certain? Does it connect like a?
Like with another trail?
Yeah, I mean, is that
No,
really
but
needs
it's
to be the
long
intent
enough.
of these things?
That's
you know
a
what I
long.
mean?
But it's a long continuous trail.
It's a
And
long-
on each side of that ditch are all residences,
Yeah.
except for maybe 4 parcels of,
They have to cross the
Crops.
major streets or no?
the only major streets are the ones I named. It's gonna be 3 Mile, Dove, 4 Mile, Trenton, Auburn, and then you end at Oxford.
Okay.
6.
But Auburn is still not.
And
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
gonna, it's gonna
Auburn
be
is still
above
under
the levee,
reconfiguration.
of the levee or what?
It's gonna be short of the levee because there's like a
Top of the slope.
outfall area, yeah.
On top of the slope of the levee?
Okay, we're okay with that?
And what are we gonna, how are we gonna build it? With what? Of what?
asphalt.
Asphalt.
Mhm.
Wow.
Is that
Or
the
whatever
best?
you want, but
No.
our number is based on asphalt. I
Yeah.
guess.
Yours?
Is it based on asphalt?
I think Parks put it together.
Okay, yeah.
I say yes.
Oh, is crushed granite, that stuff, how
Yeah,
how
crushed
does
granite
it
is the
compared
best.
with asphalt?
No, not for a bike,
But it's more expensive though.
not for a regular bike.
It won't work for a bike.
Okay.
Asphalt is probably the best multi-purpose.
We do need biking trails.
Yep.
Okay, everybody okay with that?
Yes.
Yes.
Amphitheater.
No.
I say yes.
What we have out there is a live stage, music stage.
What, the one in that empty part, that empty land behind the convention center?
No, the music stage that we use for Sunset Live, we use for all the events. The grass itself acts as the amphitheater in a way. Plus, it's amplified. So I don't know.
Yeah,
I guess I was
we kinda already
confused. I'm not sure where the amphitheater would go or what
I
purpose it
think
would.
it'd be
I think
more crowded to.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's that empty property that, I think that's where they did that carnival or something, like 2 years ago.
Oh, okay.
And, is it?
Katrina Fest,
No,
Yeah,
Katrina,
the music festival.
Yeah, it was on the northeast corner of the property.
no, it was like a concert or something, but it was on the dirt.
Yeah, Katrina
Katrina
Fest.
Fest.
Oh, okay, well, I've seen these outdoor event centers like in other cities and they look very nice. And I think that would add like another element to the
Are you talking about an
convention
amphitheater similar to what they have at Tres Lagos?
center. I haven't seen the one.
Yeah.
Very
That
nice.
that's what an amphitheater really. But I don't.
You're looking for one like the one in
You
Houston.
limit the use of the land once you put that on it. Extremely
Yeah.
limited use.
Yeah, $4 million is probably not
Yeah.
necessary.
Or let's just do something with that piece of land, just because when they had the
Yeah.
event, it was just like dirt and everywhere.
I don't know how much you should get.
Okay, we'll come back to that
Bueno,
one.
Bonneview Golf Course. Renaming, I already have the name, so let's see what else we can do.
Wait, what's the name?
Well, there's no dollars to that, but it's for the entrance that you all talked about.
Yes.
And however, have we discussed if it's gonna be the one on?
No, you all haven't decided yet.
We're still
We're
looking at
gonna
a
bring it
study.
back.
This is just to put earmark some money for it.
Because to be honest,
Yeah, we
actually,
talked
you
about that one. I
almost
think we're all
lost
on
one
board.
of your commissioners today.
Yeah.
They almost hit me on the way entering here. Just
Oh,
saying,
yeah,
in the
yeah.
medium.
We're gonna move it.
Yes. Well, and I think the option right behind the the traffic light, I think that's the perfect one. And I think we can do like a really nice entrance there.
Well, I think we need to earmark the money and then we'll,
Yeah, no, we don't.
Yeah,
do
all
that.
these, some of them need more due diligence.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
we don't
yes,
get it.
yes.
Keep working, we'll do something else. Okay, Crockett Elementary Master Plan.
Yes, okay. Now remember, 160 of this 260 was already allocated, so we're really just rolling that 160 over. The other 100 would be for improvements, so we could do it all at once, improvements to the, what do you call the basketball, pavilion? That needs to be given sort of what I would say is we want to look at better lighting and a concrete slab. Right now it's like, it's almost like a road, and so it's very porous. All the water goes in there, it's getting uneven, it's very
However,
ugly.
wouldn't that go into the general park?
So,
fund?
Rory's setting up a meeting with MISD and discussions have continued. It looks like we're likely going to be able to continue all the improvements we want to make this, let's say this 260, and maybe not have to purchase it. So it looks like MISD might be moving their direction to preserve it on their own, which benefits us and saves us the sale. I appreciate y'all's support on that as we continue discussions, but we're likely to hopefully still be able to keep it, preserve it, improve it. And so the majority of this money really is rollover that I was requesting continue so that we can start that, but we likely maybe it'll start before this year.
I say
Right,
we
so it
allocate,
starts-
but not start spending, doing anything until we know exactly.
Yes,
Because we
no.
saw what happened last week. They don't have their stuff together.
Yes.
They kind of made us look like,
Agreed.
you know.
And I think that's why we've held off for 2 years, right? Is because we are waiting for the assurance that we can move forward. So we'll continue to do that. We're not going to make a hasty decision.
Yes?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay?
Where are we at?
Rehab of parks adjacent to
We're over for sure.
We were at Crockett?
What number? No.
No,
what-
you're talking
How
dollars.
much have we
Oh.
spent?
We're at, how much are we at?
Hey, brother.
We're at about 20 million.
Perfect.
So we still have how much left?
20 million.
20 more to go.
Okay, boom.
you don't have to spend it all.
We don't have to spend it all.
Oh, yeah,
We
yeah.
kind of do.
No,
Right.
We should take a break. Okay.
All right, we're through it there.
Well,
Next one, Mayor.
We're gonna need more projects. No, I'm just.
Okay, we have revitalized rehab older.
No, you're on. I think you're on.
Rehab of parks adjacent to MISD schools.
That's
Victor
pretty
Field
much all the
Elementary.
parks.
Each.
So that's part of the south parks and all that stuff, I think.
Yeah.
But didn't,
Okay.
yeah.
So wait, so
Revitalize-
that's going into the same, the other big fund?
We'll scratch this one because we had added funds earlier
Oh, the
for parks.
2.8?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
What are you talking about?
Scratch this.
So wait, hold on, because we might have to add more.
Yeah.
Let me do the math, let's see how long that gets us.
¿dónde?
Splash grounds. Touching up. Stop.
I love that. Yes.
Divided by
Okay, rehab older neighborhoods.
12, not that bad.
I think,
We have parks.
oh, come down, almost.
No, yeah.
No, you're
We
right.
have
I
older
don't, I don't think there's
Neighborhood.
that
Now,
seems
this
too
is-
vague. I think we just
No,
Yeah.
no, whoa,
Scratch it.
well, before you move on, let me explain it first.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So on this one, this is kind of like the refresh 50/50 grant, where we would let's say, there's some people that need to fix their fences, so that's where we could fix fences, sidewalks, and alleys. So actually, that's kind of where I wanted to do like a combination of like several things, where we add fund to we fund this every year, and we're dedicating that into one. Fixing fences, sidewalks, and alleys.
I don't think.
But
we
I don't
can
think
do
the
that.
residents
We
can
can't
fix
fix
the alleys
fences.
themselves. I mean,
Right.
or what do
No,
you
but
mean?
we give like homeowners grants for them to fix their fences. Kind of like we do with the Refresh 50/50 for businesses, but we do it for homeowners so they can fix
Counselor.
their fences.
Is that doable, not doable? I'm sorry, Mayor. Actually, what Tanya's saying about getting some homeowners help or grant to fix their fences, to do stuff.
I think there could be funding resources. I don't think there's a legal issue with that.
Would it be possible to maybe fund
Or is it a
Keep
le-
McAllen
legitimate
Beautiful and
public
have them
purpose
create a
type of
program?
deal For
I think
individuals?
They
Depending on
will
the
do.
program.
Oh.
Because they already have
Should
Project
we be-
Imagine.
I think it's more like Refresh
Yeah, and they
50,
do
like
paint.
exactly like Refresh
I don't know.
50/50,
They-
but for homeowners,
If
for
that's the
their
case,
homes.
Because I've been talking to people down south in District 4, and the problem with the District 4 is a lot of the stuff is kind of old-fashioned. The streets are more narrow, they don't have sidewalks, and then they have chain link fences in the front. So one of the things I wanted to do, and I already have somebody to do it, is remove your chain link fence. Let's put a little something where your fence starts in the back and clean up. If one does it, hopefully the rest come, and the neighborhood itself will start looking nice. Maybe we can have them get some funds, but people have to do something like that in order to, because not just, oh, let me fix your fence, because then they'll just go fix a chain link fence.
Well, maybe what we can
That's
do is
old
kind of like
fashioned.
a front,
Yeah.
like kind of like a storefront, like a house front rehabilitation.
I
That's
say,
tough.
if we do, we limit it to, look, you gotta do what we're telling you to do, otherwise they.
Or from the government.
No, people apply for it. If people
yeah.
want it, they apply for it, and they just get the money to fix their front yards.
Because it shouldn't be much, you can probably do $1,000 per home, and do what we're talking about.
Yeah, that'll go a
beautifying
long
the
way.
area.
Yeah.
You can.
I say we
think you
do
can, but I
at least
think
a
it'd be
meeting
tough.
to see
Yeah,
how
it'd
it
be tough.
works, and then we'll take it from there. And people will just apply for it. Like if people don't want to do it, they don't have to do it. But once, kind of like with the Refresh 50/50, as soon as some storefronts started getting better, others were like, "Oh, I want my storefront to." Oh, and they started asking.
What if we
So
add?
if we start doing that in the older neighborhoods, I think that would be amazing, and we can revitalize.
What if we
those
look at
older areas.
adding a parameter for fencing to Imagine Tomorrow with some kind of dollar limitation? Because that funding's already authorized. You know, the 300 a year.
But not a lot of people qualify for it.
Well, then you
Yeah,
expect.
what do you,
bulk
yes, they
here.
do.
A lot of
Imagine
people
Tomorrow.
don't.
Once we expanded the boundary, that one, almost everyone qualifies who applies for it.
Because right now it's targeted to the
What I'm
elderly,
saying, because
but
you
if
would add a
expand it-
parameter related to fencing, so that would qualify them if they, I want to do my fence, I want to improve my fence. They might not qualify right now because they're not doing a remodel, but we don't have fencing in there as part of the program. So we could look at adding a piece for fencing that would just allocate existing funds.
But we wouldn't want to allocate for fencing, but for removable fencing, because I'm telling you, that's one of the issues that makes the older neighborhoods look kind of deteriorated. The
chain link fencing.
Hey, you know what? We'll help you remove and put the fence with the wooden fence,
Cedar.
the cedar fence, but just the front. They're on their own as far as the other
Because
stuff.
actually, if you
But
think
that
about
cleans
it,
up the area.
if you think about it, that would actually be an incentive for them to do the sidewalk too. They can do because technically the ones that put the sidewalks are the developers. But if we're asking like the older neighborhoods, like, hey, in this fund, it's for your front yard, which includes the sidewalk, and then we start adding the sidewalks that way. So it's not just the fence, but like your front lawn and the sidewalk.
But
don't
I
think
agree with the
anybody's gonna do
fencing,
the
but you can't do
sidewalks.
sidewalks in segments in front of homes because
No.
this home does it, then this home
Yeah,
does it.
no.
They don't connect.
No.
Sidewalks have to be corner to corner.
Nobody, they do.
No.
When you do a subdivision, whenever you build, you
Yes,
build your
no, no.
car,
Yes,
you
but
do
those are
it,
homes that have to do it. You can't. Someone might say, "I want
Yeah.
to do my fence," and you say, "And I'll do my sidewalk." Their sidewalk's
I
going to
understand
end at
what
the
you're
borders of their house, and the other neighbors say, "Well, I don't need it, and I don't want to spend money."
Yeah, but that encourages people to start doing it.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm
You're
torn.
gonna have a lot of it.
Not
I'm
sidewalks.
torn on it a little bit.
Sure, says
I mean,
That's the tough one. I mean,
refresh,
it's really tough.
refresh the houses, do that. I don't have a problem with. And I don't know about fencing, but yes, fencing part of the refresh of a house
Yeah.
to participate, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
something
Okay,
like
well,
that.
revitalize.
But they have
it's a
to
no.
put something into it
No.
also.
Yes, of
RMA
course, yeah,
thoroughfare. Wait,
I don't know what that is.
okay,
No.
it's out of here.
Small business.
Small business grants. This, we need some money
Yes,
under.
we need some real money here.
Like,
Serious. Like,
2 million.
A real
I
program.
was thinking,
like 4.
Oh,
I was thinking
five.
4.
4.
I was thinking
and the,
I don't mind allocating money, but I want it contingent upon seeing final program parameters because
Oh, yeah.
I'm,
Oh,
definitely.
I'm apprehensive as to.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah,
With
Yeah.
program parameters, yes.
And I would, wait. Do we add that to the
say
refresh
a
50/50?
million.
Like just expand that program or start a brand new
No,
program?
this is small business grants. This is something different.
Oh, sorry. I was thinking of something else. Okay.
Yeah, I
Well-
mean, I think we're thinking about this through the Chamber of Commerce, right?
Yes.
And having either a 2.0, what we did last year, and doing it again, maybe vamping the program. There's some things that we left out, you know, some locally owned franchises
No.
we did not allow, and some really small businesses we didn't allow either. And so I think we can give the Chamber of Commerce some direction there, but I think that we need to allocate the money now because
Well, and I think that
Still in the pandemic.
I think that this board needs to have input and as a representative in that decision.
I think four
And
months
put-
do
putting
it.
And Rebecca can't take care of this?
Super generous.
Putting parameters and making it easy and also restrictive at the same time, okay? And it can be done.
And that's key. Make it easy, but it has to be something of quality, of value, that'll
Easy to
not
get,
just
hard to
operating
spend.
capital or something like that.
Not just operating capital,
So-
exactly.
And why can't Rebecca just take care of it?
What I would say to that is that the chamber has a model already that works.
Enough said. Okay.
Chamber.
So we're at about 4 million, 4.5.
I think that's
But
super
can
high.
we do like a combination
Excessively
between
high.
Rebecca
No, I don't
and the
think it's
chamber?
excessive.
Like, it's like I kind of like when the city's more involved with it than just the chamber.
Like we did with the first chamber program, we kind of gauged how it went and who applied and got the success from Steve Elanius, and then we refunded it. I'd be worrisome to fund $4.5 million without an amount that gets tested first,
Yeah.
get some feedback, and then we refund it again. So
I bring it down to 3. I mean,
I'm bringing it down to 1.
Let's do one.
one is just too little. I
How
mean,
about in the middle? Let's do 2.
the initial intent
No, no,
was
no.
to.
We know we've been hit. The
Yes,
small
we've been-
business
yes.
has been hit.
Yes.
We are always helping the big companies. We
Yes.
assist, we everything, and we treat our small businesses like the red-headed stepchildren.
Yeah.
Four
When
I
it's
agree.
about time we take care of
Going
it.
once,
So let's do 3.
going twice.
How much?
Less than 4.
4 is it?
I
Four?
want it to 4.
3.
Fine, 4.
4?
4.
4.
Yeah, 4.
Okay.
4 is good.
Go ahead and text
Super
me.
generous.
Oh!
Back to the.
Extremely generous. Opening up an LLC tomorrow.
And for the record, nobody.
Okay.
With that money. Okay.
Splash grounds.
24/7.
Yes, for Zinnia.
We're at 24 right now.
And what are we at?
We got plenty. We got 20,
Splash
we're at 24
parks.
right now.
What did we
We
put
got
on the?
drainage or
Actually, that one.
Okay.
4.
You know, you
We still have
you
drainage,
found-
guys. We still have drainage.
It's
Lo que ustedes quieran.
tremendous
Hey, but
amount
this
of
is
money.
one of those that has to be done, I think.
Which one?
Chances are it's not.
Splash grounds at city parks.
Okay.
Yes.
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 Okay,
There's so
so
much
that's-
fun.
that's an
Okay,
easy
good.
one.
I thought I was
Make it
going
larger
to.
at Zinnia.
That's an easy one.
Okay. Both of them?
Yes.
Yeah, there's so much fun. And I mean, it's so hot down here.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Let's throw one over there at District 6 too.
No, it says larger like.
Wait, why is one 190, the
Larger
other
like
for
Zinnia,
50,
at
larger
Zinnia.
like?
One's a lot bigger.
Well, why can't we just make it smaller?
I need to see that one. Because I'm
Tiny.
like, bigger Zinnia, I love it.
The
What is
splash
the
pad at
difference between the
Zinnia
smaller
is the inner side of this table. That's
Yes.
how big it is.
The little one?
Yes, the one at Zinnia. That's how large
It's
it
small.
is. It's tiny compared to what you have here at Palm.
Yeah, the one at Palm Beach Community Center is real nice.
I need to see that one.
So
Can
the
we add a
first one you
second one
wanna
at
do with
Encino's
190. What's the second one? What number you want? The same?
Where would it be?
No, 450. Yeah.
450? Okay.
190,
But where would
190,
it
then
be?
we throw
There's
in one
question
in Las
about there.
Palmas, another 190.
Yeah.
It sounds like.
What?
Las Palmas?
No, Las
Otra
Palmas.
vez. You
Being
just
neglected.
got about.
Where would
It's
the
just
second
gonna
one
be
be?
larger.
It always has been
What's in
about
Palm
you.
You got
What's that,
800,000
Zinnia?
just for Las Palmas?
But Zinnia has one.
Oh. Larger like Zinnia.
At
Like-
Zinnia, it says.
Yeah, so we don't
Okay,
have.
so
we're
to be
not-
determined, I guess.
Getting a lot of
Yeah,
pushback.
but where?
On where?
To be determined by you.
I think one at
District five.
Encino's
We're
would be
just-
very nice.
Or
with
then
that
if it's
inclusive
190,
We
why
already
don't we
have
do
one over
2
here.
parks instead of just one
Just
more
have
larger
zero.
one? Maybe I don't understand it.
Yeah, I got confused.
Do you
No,
mean
but
larger
the thing
like
is, we're adding the
Palm
inclusive
View?
park at Encino's,
Splash
so,
pad?
I think that's what it
Splash
meant to
park
say.
I think that's what
very
it means.
nice.
because
Larger
Palm
like-
View-
It would have like a
Let's spread the
complete
love a
circle.
little bit. So we
Two 190s?
different-
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Four 190s?
No, 2.
Two
That's it.
190s.
Huh?
We're gonna
Three
do the
190s?
bigger one. Right?
3 190s?
Why do you
Three.
want the small
Dos.
one?
I say
Oh, I want
three.
the
¿Por qué
bigger
tres no?
We're gonna
Why
do
not
it.
three?
The bigger one.
Tres. Y'all want three? Going for three.
190s.
Three one
We
nights.
can do, we can do three.
We're okay at three. We're okay.
And then
Are they
two
all gonna be like
450s.
Palmview? Is that what we're talking about? I'm just trying to get a picture.
We're doing, yeah, it's
You have a
all,
picture?
they're all going in District 4. All of them.
No.
No.
I'm kidding.
It's not
Yes.
happening.
The the 450 is like this one, right?
Right.
Which one?
Like the one here at Palmview,
Yes.
right?
Oh, you already have one.
No, yes, I'm sure.
What I'm asking
Nothing.
for is
I want a
whatever's
small-
down
I
here at
just want a
Palmview be
small one
located
and
at
it's-
Zinnia. And if it costs $450 down here at Palmview, I want $450 at Zinnia.
But Zinnia has one.
No,
This
because
is
I want
video, so
450 in
Zinnia's
in
nothing, it's the
District
size
6
of this
too.
thing.
But it's already there and functional.
Put me
You're gonna tear it
another
up?
one.
Well,
on
ole,
that.
three,
That's
three, and that's it.
That's why I
Ole.
said
It
450.
complements very nicely.
Stormwater, 900,000.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
So wait, what did we agree on?
Three
The
at 190.
450s? Two?
Three at
No,
190.
three
3
190s.
190s.
And then how many 450s?
No.
Oh, none? Okay.
We're running out of money.
I'm okay. Bye, senior.
Okay, stormwater,
No, you
Dr.
skip street
trucks,
lightings.
900,000.
Yes.
Yeah, we need it, Roy?
Yeah, no, absolutely we need, I'm trying to think if we should fund it from somewhere else.
Yes,
Yeah.
that needs to be operation and maintenance.
Yeah.
Hombre, but we can still fund it from
No,
here.
no,
The
Oh,
other
hold
stuff
on,
we-
hold
We're
on.
gonna need it, we're gonna need it.
We're not gonna have.
Put
Get
it
it
yes
from
till you
somewhere
find the
else.
funding.
Okay, well, yes, and then if, we'll look for funding while we're doing
We'll
this.
put a question mark next to it.
Okay, surveillance cameras for illegal dumping.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, but I
man,
want
these
to
are
know
expensive
how
cameras.
many cameras will 150 get us?
What is,
That's what I want to
No,
know.
how are you gonna do
It's,
that?
4 cameras.
And how much is
cameras?
each camera?
3,000, 4,000?
Jesus.
And do we have to connect them to where there's Wi-Fi? To one of those poles?
Yeah, we'll make it work. Yeah, we'll just have our recorder set.
So how many cameras do we get with 150?
50.
That
50?
many?
50?
Approximately.
Instead of 150,000, can we
Wait,
get
and these are
people
all
cited?
working cameras, right? They're all recorded.
Cited? And try and get, if we get a few people cited and people start knowing, they'll stop.
Definitely.
But you still
50,
need to
maybe
keep
We
on
can
there.
actually put
25.
some fake ones on people's stuff.
Yeah, you put dummy
Right.
cameras. So about like 25.
Yeah.
Once
What
you
I
split
had
it, half and half.
suggested, hold on, what I had suggested was that we do a combination of both real and fake cameras, and then we rotate them, and that way people are like, okay, well they put the camera here, I can't dump
But
here,
now
and then they go next
we're
to
putting a
the.
lot of cost into it. Because
Yeah,
I don't know how
constantly
long it'll
changing.
cost.
But you're reducing the cost of using the fake cameras.
And not only that, we're fixing the illegal
Dummy
dumping
cameras.
problem
Just a
in our
shell,
city.
that's all it is.
Yeah, but
So
the
let's
possibility of
put the plug
destroying.
on this one and then we'll
Yeah.
make it work.
So we say yes to 150.
250.
Okay.
Okay.
Yay.
Caveat is that we need a bucket truck to
How
install
many
these
legal
cameras.
hotspots? How
That
many
high?
dumping hotspots we have?
You put it that high.
I
You're
was
not gonna be able to read a
here,
license.
I don't know.
Just in District 4, there's
There's
probably.
Tennis center, 2,600,000.
We already said yes.
Doesn't
Yes.
We did?
We jumped
Yes.
to it when we
Oh,
got to the
Mira, Miss
road.
Perla,
What's the tennis
just
center?
it behind her church, that's one. That's already one camera.
The tennis center is like
No, it's
when you go to San Antonio. Harlingen has one. It's where
Don't
you
worry about it.
They have like a central area
You're
for
serving
tennis
the whole
courts and
community.
and they have like a hub.
You're like, I want one too.
Pero,
Major
pero
tournaments.
we're making
What?
one or it already
No,
exists?
it's just there's some very high volume
tennis
illegal
center?
dumping areas,
Yes.
and I think that's where we can
Yes.
start.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where do we want to put the tennis center though?
That's decision to be made.
So yes.
Yes, to
Your
the
backyard.
On the
Tennis
north
center.
side,
There's
on the
16.
north side of the property, so people can go do archery, do mountain biking, and then go play tennis ahí in, on the
North
property
side.
we're gonna buy north of
Kapler.
Kaplan.
Kapler Park.
But that would, it wouldn't,
You don't have to put any trees in there.
That's right.
Yeah.
would it fit there or not? Or
We're
it
gonna,
wouldn't,
we're
it
gonna
wouldn't
do that as
match?
a nature
Yeah,
park.
I was gonna
Oh,
do that
now you're
Come
taking
on,
the
come on,
plans.
come on, come on.
A bunch of trail
You
grams.
can-
is
Whenever
about
somebody's
trees.
on a bike, you can hit them. Okay.
Bunch
We gotta
of
put that
grams.
Well, we'll
There's a-
figure
there's a
it out.
plan for trees
We'll figure it
for
out.
the-
Where we at total?
Okay?
Alright.
Alright,
If,
we're
if we
in.
need to force them.
So
Give
we're
us-
okay
give
with
us
the
the magic
2.6?
number.
Yeah.
Yes or no?
For
Yes.
tennis center.
Yes.
Tennis center, yes.
Yes.
29? Wow.
And please, we need equal opportunity for the use of the tennis courts.
I know there's not possibility of that.
You mean men and women or what are you talking about?
No, like just to everybody, because I'm telling you, apparently, like if you're part of like a private if you're part of a private club or like the tennis facility, whatever, like a club, I guess, they reserve all of the tennis courts and then they don't give access to people in the community.
Correct.
So then,
Alrighty.
like the kids in
But
our
they're
community
getting
can use
lessons,
them.
they're getting lessons, so.
Well, yeah, but limited to like, I don't know, certain
Well, no.
hours, not the whole day.
The
They're
problem right now is
occupying
that
them
all the
day.
tennis courts in McAllen are really controlled by MISD. And so
Yeah.
the citizens can't use them until after like 6, and then instantly the coaches or
Yeah.
take over.
Yeah.
And so it's very hard for people to get them.
It's very
A
hard.
tennis center would be able to manage
Yeah, we
reservations,
can manage
bookings,
it there.
leagues.
Yeah.
Plus, the tennis centers will bring in a significant amount of sports tourism.
Yeah.
You know,
I like that.
a lot.
I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna tennis center.
Yay.
We gotta work on our swimming.
Swim.
I mean, I'm not.
Aquatic.
I don't want.
Not an auditorium, but like an aquatic center. That's what we should have had there.
I'm just
but
saying we skip
instead of
street
25
lighting,
Let's take a 10-minute break.
recess. Okay.
15.
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
We'll be here all night.
10-minute break.
Roy,
I just texted you that address.
36 million? We're gonna allocate 4?
Pequeño.
10-minute break?
Sí, that's the code, because all of the items go where I'm supposed to.
Y'all got things to discuss or what? You all got things to discuss or what? Music meetings and
Yes, la mano que tiene la que
Ah, perdón. Perdón, este fue no.
4 millones para el
The station ese está en A, porque si lo es el del tratado. And upgrades, ahí es donde estamos hablando.
Yeah, thanks for your help.
I got you.
We're all friends,
He was trying to kill it.
Yeah.
He got mad you didn't sit over here and he was trying to kill it. I could see you really wanted it.
Cambian este también, pero con este no solo va a ser el negocio, para igual que este,
You don't just always and a little
This is a community center, so we can emphasize some parts.
Tiene la metodología para el campamento, para los pero cuando vamos a hacer este, también vamos a tener soluciones para poner hay unas específicas porque yo voy a hacer
You'll treat it
It's a one-time deal.
para evaluar la colección que tenemos y a ver si la podemos utilizar.
You're gonna do it in the morning or? No?
Well, I have it here. Oh, I'm sorry. I asked him. He said, no, I know. I asked him. But they want to do
We're only talking about right? Yeah.
El Wi-Fi también vamos a
I'm dying because I want to snack.
Las Palmas también dicen that.
Going up right now.
You wanted a turf. So that he's getting
People transported tomorrow.
just for Las Palmas.
What do you mean?
They'll be over there.
Well, it's Sorry?
Where they stay tonight?
McAllen order?
I'll find out. I think it might be. What they're doing is that they're erecting new ones.
Okay. So once that's ready.
Everything. Pusimos dos autobuses.
Yeah, no, we were at on one of the streets, a gentleman told us that it was a private street. It's like you can be here, doing a girl, we told them that, and he's like, if you go at the front, they see a sign saying private, and I'm like, okay, but no, he's like, yes, I'm the owner, and I don't want you guys here, I'm gonna ask you to leave. I'm like, okay, that's fine, so we left, and I was like, I don't see signs that say private property.
Yeah.
And he stayed there. So everyone that was coming in was making sure to get
I can't use anything more complicated than this one. If I turn it this way, I have to take a picture.
It's a one-stop shop.
That's the official record.
Different amenities.
All of us have done that thing.
We need more variety. I actually like sunflower seeds. I just
Right? To be spitting out your fresh.
I did. You want artificial turtle? He understands that word.
He's gonna be reporting that.
Those are fighting words, sir?
Those are not fighting words. Those are not fighting words.
He's actually
Well, that's
one
second
of
grade.
the newest
No,
members.
that's second grade, sorry.
He's one of the newest reporters, so he's getting
Oh, wow. No,
Only
this is the
budget. Budget season.
I understand a lot.
I'm like, I don't know.
There are more people that you I agree. Roy, we're gonna mechanically alter the on the splash pad. Go back to
Where do you want it? Where do you want it built? I'll take all our money, we'll just build it. 600,000. Boom.
Done. See? That's why I sit here. We're talking there. And I just got one.
Boom, boom, boom.
You're gonna look at the list again? It's only just for two.
There's some absentees in the that's good.
Porque they came here thinking I was talking about that.
Yeah, it said it was.
And he needs a store.
No, that's so technically we stick to this. That's the
Bye, guys.
What? What's he planning on
Ustedes
here?
están tratos acá.
No, güey.
No, ustedes están bien lentos, bien
You
lentos.
need to add a project?
Hey,
Diles que nomás-
I didn't come in. I went to run off too.
District one
When you go to run off, you basically come straight to budget. You're like, what's going on?
District one doesn't need any
Exact same thing happened to me.
You don't need to put any signs.
Y este con su artificial turf.
No, it is.
You don't need nothing to me.
Like Barton Creek, man.
Artificial turf.
It's all nice, new, shiny.
Spread the love. See, this is why I had suggested that we split it within the districts and we can decide where we, yeah.
The park, look, is yeah.
Everything is important.
Everything's important. Like for me, my most important thing is fixing those yellow
Not within
lines.
boundaries.
And we skipped it by the way. Yes.
Skip what? Four?
But on the yellow ones,
You know, you could do the tournaments and then get to
well, how much?
the main game, type scenario.
Yeah.
No te digo nada.
Changing out lights every year?
But how much?
So,
I think it's 100,000.
so
I think we should do a little more.
I do think that we do.
It's called a manager recommended budget. You're killing me, man.
I've been saying
All right,
a little more.
we gotta go,
Get it
right?
done a little faster.
Mayor's
Oh,
quickly doing
he wants-
Channel 5.
I don't know.
Okay, yeah.
No, he didn't want to wait. Ahora.
What's going on?
Thank you.
Oh.
Roxanne,
No, we're waiting for this.
you're gonna wait?
Yeah, we know. A menos que ustedes estén en apuro.
No,
Okay.
no es porque dijo dale gas.
Is that what he said?
Yeah, Javier said to go on without him.
Okay. Let's reconvene.
Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you, sir.
Well, we did skip streetlights. Can we talk about it? Because honestly, I do think 100,000 is very low.
Where do we drop off? I'm sorry.
We
No, we
finished.
skipped street lighting.
Run staff.
Oh, okay. The bucket truck, yes, because that's what we need to install the surveillance cameras for you. Among other things.
Oh.
No, wait, Joaquin, we're going back to the streetlights.
Oh, sorry.
Because we skipped that one.
No, it's right here.
Oh, sure.
There's no number.
200,000.
Where Roy was saying that.
So we were at 100,
I think 200,000.
I say 250.
How many lights does 100,000 do?
I mean, to be honest, that you know how happy people were when they got a brand new light in front of their
How
homes?
much is each new light? Will we replace
So
them?
I think what you're asking for is the replacement of the dim lights?
Yes.
Lights are dim,
Yes.
so, that would be
Just the light itself.
Yes, that would be the light itself. I need to find out from AEP, but that's really low compared to a new pole and new electrical cost.
okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's what we need to do.
dim
No,
light
no,
replacement.
wait, but there's a lot of dim lights. There's a
Right,
lot of
so-
dim lights.
So they're already, they can already call in and we can already do that under the program that we have with AEP to replace dim lights.
Oh. Well, then we
And
gotta
we're
get
already
some
working
light.
with them to replace to LED instead of the regular lights.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay,
so
so when are they gonna start
I agree,
replacing them?
but I think the stretch on Ware Road to Monte Cristo needs much more lighting. And there are some dim lights there, without a doubt.
From 107 to Monte Cristo,
Yes.
we
And
can request them
and
just like we
I-
request lights out.
now, I know that there's gonna be a Ware Road expansion, I understand that. But if we can find out where those lights, new lights are going to be, and then if some of the existing or dim lights are put, adequate lighting, because it is extremely dark, and it's hard to get into some of those entrances.
And how about
So
even we
look
do,
into that, because it's really dark out there.
we do like we did when we first started with the whole lighting stuff, where we did where they went down every street, they checked where the distances were or which ones were not
Yeah.
working, can we do that same thing but with the dim lights?
That's totally.
Yeah, and then that way we can kind of start, like, one, identify how many dim lights we have, and then we just get them fixed all at the same time, like the way we did with the poles.
So what we can do, if it's okay with, with Barbara, we can do is, the next round that we do our street light survey, we can concentrate more on the dim lights that we have in the past. And so it'll be a citywide survey, and we can start working with AEP on that.
Okay.
And so it's gonna be a lot more because we already got caught up more or less with the lights that were out. So it is gonna take a while, the more we report in. And so we can do it with our regular survey. It's one of the check marks on their boxes when we turn in the surveys. We can just place greater emphasis on the dim lights.
Yes, because I think when we first started it, and then they fixed the existing, the ones that were broken got fixed, and then we added the poles, it really made a huge difference and an impact in people's lives. And plus, with better lighting, we deter crime. So, yeah, that's the reason to fix the lights.
Yeah.
Unless nobody in here wants to deter crime.
People say it's
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
so I
You-
think,
you
I
got
say
it.
we say 200,000 for
Real
street
quick, so
lights.
going back to the lights, then on McAllen Orange, we don't have a ballpark amount to that one? The lighting on McAllen Orange,
From what street to what street?
I don't know, it's just,
I think that
I
was
think the
from
limits was
from
at the
Ridge
time.
to
Ridge to
where it turns on
Orangewood?
where it turns on towards Jackson. You know where they expanded that road that now goes straight, but previously it kind of only had a left turn.
On McCall?
So on Ridge you take a right on McCall,
Okay.
and then the stretch from where you take a right up to where the first left turn is, which then connects to
That's
Jackson.
how you see the problem.
I think that's what street is that? That might be Orangewood
Orangewood.
Street. It is Orangewood.
It is
So on McCall from Ridge to Orangewood.
Yes, I think that's
Okay,
the.
I don't think we had the limits defined, and that's probably.
And it's got to be like an eighth of a mile.
the southern part of houses in District 6 is Orangewood.
Okay.
Yeah.
But there really is nothing
Kinda where
facing
the
that.
rest
That stretch is only subdivision
The
wall.
second-
No,
So,
south of the right.
you know,
Oh, yeah.
And
Go
it- and-
over there.
one of the sides never did their sidewalk, so
Which different?
I don't know if it's ever really utilized.
We can put an estimate together
Yeah.
and submit it.
Okay,
Please, thank you.
and Roy, I'm deviating a little from streetlights, but it's dealing with lighting. AP and Magic Valley, both are having problems still, having enough transformers for the new subdivisions in our town and in everywhere. But can you follow up on that? There's some major, right now there's some subdivisions inside the city of McAllen that the houses, because we gave them, and they were platted already. They have already, construction's already started, and there's some of them are almost ready to be finished, and still they haven't finished the lighting for the subdivision. And it's major delays on both of their part, and it has to do everything with, from the freeze to the chips to the whatever. But we need to get in with them and really start pushing for our area, because maybe they're going somewhere else other than the Rio Grande Valley or our city, in our area, because there's a tremendous, there's some delays. Are you familiar with it?
Can I clarify just, or to ask, to get some clarification? It's not the streetlights, it's the electrical to the subdivision.
Without a doubt, it's
what you're
the
saying?
transformers and whatever, not the streetlights, no.
Okay.
What I'm talking about is, and it has nothing to do with the city. I'm talking to AEP and Magic Valley, are having, you know, they can't build and finish subdivisions. So, and it's all over this area. And I'm just wondering if we need to put some type of a push, real hard push, show some muscles in the city that we need to be looked at, because I think the transformers are going everywhere else in the state other than with us.
Okay, I'll coordinate. I hadn't heard from other developers, but we can certainly.
Yeah, no, it's a major problem. Because they're talking directly to Magic Valley and AEP. They know it's not a city problem. It is not our problem. But we need to show some muscle to try to get, to try to push for them. The developers are really hurt.
Okay.
All right. CJ? Oh, Mayor?
Okay, we were at.
We're on staff projects. Just starting. The second set, right there. The first one.
Oh, staff projects, okay. Bucket truck.
Yes.
Do we need a bucket truck?
Yes.
Yes.
Installation of the digital dumping surveillance
Bucket
camera.
trucks.
6 months.
Yeah, for decorating.
Bucket truck.
Plus maintenance of the Wi-Fi.
Yes, yes, yes.
Multi-use.
So we're talking, it has an
Yes,
S
some
on
bucket
it, is
trucks.
it one or two?
Compost
One at a
facility,
time.
One, okay.
2,250,000 compost facility.
We already
Yes.
did that, so scratch it.
Scratch.
We did that already.
Drainage.
Sanitation,
Yeah, that's right.
Drainage, 24
and we
mil.
didn't use this money.
That's
Drainage, take it out. We're gonna do drainage.
Nice.
Damn, you're good.
More money for that.
The electricity surcharge, I
Surcharge.
recommend we do that. That's that big bill we got for the
I
freeze.
mean, what option do we have?
Yeah,
We
I'm
don't.
Pay it.
Scratch it.
Yes, we do.
Scratch it.
But just magically.
No, so what we're
go
doing
away.
right now is making monthly payments. So we can continue to do that. There's no reason to send them a whole check. But it is it's hitting our general fund.
Okay.
And it's something that was unbudgeted.
Okay, fire truck, 675.
Yes?
Engineering
is it-
drainage study.
We're gonna-
Fire truck, everybody okay?
Fire truck?
Is that for what?
Yeah, I mean, if we're gonna do the station, we gotta do
Yeah.
fire.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then yes.
No kidding. Yeah, okay.
What about the engineering drainage study? The one right above blank.
Yeah.
325,000.
How much?
325,000.
No.
Wait, for what?
I think we wait for
Damn.
more development
Wait, for what?
to do a study.
Oh, engineering
Huh?
Really?
study?
We need to forecast and plan
Doesn't
now.
that have to be a countywide project?
Yeah, but you gotta go through surveys.
How is that merging
I'm asking.
into the whole project that
Okay.
Commissioner Fuentes has?
Okay, can I ask, because it's the same thing.
Did we need more?
Doesn't that study, this study, have to be a countywide study?
It doesn't have to be countywide, but I think what you mean is that we've gotta incorporate the county in
Yeah.
the study. I think the answer is yes.
Well, then why don't we,
But why-
we just
why
met
do we-
today.
Why do
Why
we,
we approach Ellie?
why do we have to fund a complete study ourselves?
Because that's what McAllen does.
Bro, we just
The
met
MPO
today
do?
on drainage with the other cities.
No.
Well, we can
We met with Edinburgh, FAR, and Mission. Would it be an idea to, hey, have a study between all
That's what
four
I'm
of us?
saying.
Because we
That's
are the
our
major
problem.
ones.
Most
Okay,
of
what
our
if
problems.
we do half and see if we can get the other
I
half?
mean, hold on, what were you
Well,
gonna say, Tony?
I think a study with more cities will be more expensive.
Oh, yeah, but at
Well,
least
we're
it's,
looking at a specific area, all of the area to the north, you know, basically, even the ones that have been there a while, Pacifico, obviously Tres Lagos, but north of Tres Lagos,
Yeah. Right.
what's causing all of that, we know what it's causing.
It's a
But
west.
what do we need to do to slow it down or stop it?
But it's waters that are coming from the west.
Yeah, west and north.
Yes.
You know, west and north, yes.
You need to have
So-
capacity to the north main drain of the
So,
south.
that's what I'm
Raise
saying,
Way
is
Road
that
and
there's
take it to the
already,
At least for that.
what I'm looking
Fiddling
at is,
Put,
the county's looking at
Push 'em
things,
back.
the precincts are looking at things,
Everybody's.
we're looking at things, it has to be a study, not only a study, but actual, you know, work being done by all the entities, because yes, we do have a local drainage problems that we need to take care of within our city, but our major problems is the waters that are coming from the west.
That's what we're
Going
talking
through,
about here.
going, right, going
is
through
what we're
our
talking
city,
about here.
and then we have to not also flood, you know, our neighboring cities either. So I know, but the study has to be from the outside also, so why are we just doing a study instead of the 3 or 4 city communities?
The reason I was recommending for our city in that area is that it's that recently, it includes that recently annexed area. and we don't have a lot of good data in that area. So there's a lot of low-lying pockets, especially between mile 7 and 107, that don't drain. And so what we'd like to do is look and identify where would be good places to do drainage ditches for our city, just like we master planned several years back, several 10s, 20 years back, where our master drainage ditches, our blue lines were gonna go. The city had done studies for that previously. So we can identify what's the best location and how to best take that water and pre-plan it before more development comes in.
Okay.
That's what we were looking at.
I understand that, and I understand also from that area to 7, whatever, but quite honestly, that our growth to our city is our north and northwest, which our northwest, I would like for it to be the 5 mile line, from the 5 mile line, not the 7, but the 5 mile line north. Because there's some low-lying areas from the 5 mile line, right, all the way north. So that is our growth right there of our city.
But the 5 mile line west of Sherry is Alton.
No. We 5 mile. We go all the way to Sherry.
And then we go north up to 107.
Well, that's
and
what I'm
then we go
saying.
west.
You go 5 miles and then go north. It's not Alton. No, it's ours. Okay. Where our city limits are, okay? And our ETJ, okay? But I understand that. So you want this drainage for that interior work.
Right, to look at what we annex that whole, and it's
Yes.
not, that was one example that I gave, but there's, that, as an example, that's one pocket. We don't have a lot of good data, so we
Correct.
need to create
Correct.
that data and know what's.
Very good, correct, without a doubt. But all of that is great, and those numbers are great of what we need, but you have to include the water flow from the west in those numbers. And if we can be working with that county precinct and everything, that is very, very important. It's exactly. That's our growth. And not only is sewer important and water is important, streets are important, but drainage is extremely important.
So it's a yes.
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 Okay. Do we have such a study for the south side?
We have,
Data?
yes, sir.
Yes?
It's like I mentioned, they're not current, they're not recent, but we do have that
At
data.
least ballpark? Want to see
Yeah.
it?
And the other thing is because we
And
have,
we're doing Balboa right now with a consultant.
and the thing is like the drain, now there's another subdivision, I think,
Yeah.
Military South, there's really no drainage down there. So a lot of the properties south of Military, literally all through District 4 and 6, like they flood, like there's this subdivision north of Military, that's where on 10th Street, south of Military, between Military and Dicker, that one keeps flooding. It's a small subdivision, but
Retiree Haven?
yes, ma'am.
We have a drainage project that was recently completed for them.
Well, they ended up flooding this last time.
¿Dónde vamos, boy?
So I think maybe we can
ERP.
kind of like split the love between the north and the south and probably
Yeah, I
we
thought
do
we
a study for the south side.
You
Just
approved
to
us
see where we're
moving
at.
forward with it, and you gave us some study money.
Okay, hold on. Is that all right?
Like for drainage study, not just for the north, but also for the south side. Just because drainage does stop at Military and it doesn't go south to Military.
They have one, but we can just update it.
Yes.
So it should not cost much because or whatever she already have.
I
The other
can
one,
review and
since it's gonna
present
be
what we
new,
already have.
it might be more.
Where are we at, Roy?
And go from there.
31.
31? Oh, no, we're doing well.
Actually, the big ticket item
Okay,
coming
so
up.
where are we at?
ERP.
Well, hold on, we still need sidewalks. That's a big ticket item.
What?
We're on ERP. Sidewalks at the bottom.
So ERP is all of the software that we need for all operations of the city.
Damn,
City
it's that much.
Commission approved, gave us the green light about 24 months ago.
So you say that so that we don't remember?
No, it has been, and then we kind of slowed it down because of COVID, because we couldn't get together, because there's actually a team that has to work on that.
So we need it.
Yeah, and I think we had already kicked off
I think
doing
that
it.
number's ridiculous. the.
Now, this
But
is where
Roy,
we.
can
where
the
we- all
ERP be
departments are
something
connected.
that can be financed with the vendor,
Right?
paid over 5 years or something? You know, because most of the vendors that do these systems don't necessarily expect payment in full up front.
We can do that, I've never heard that.
I mean, if it's
And-
interest free or something, yeah, otherwise, let's just get rid of it.
Yeah, if not, we have to do it. But I know we had the ERP here for 6-1, and I know throughout the
Yeah, we're
budget,
almost done.
it was like 200 here, 150 here, and a lot of
Necessary?
software. So is that?
Yeah, but that's
From
maintenance
the next
stuff.
Yeah.
That's
only 100,000.
Yeah, I
That's
think it
IT
is.
team.
It is,
Is
it
this
is.
ERP?
This is the,
I
this is
think
the
it is.
brain for the whole.
Yeah,
system.
the entire.
This is one time only?
Yeah.
Yes,
One time.
one time only.
It's gonna
Every
help our
eight,
10
eight to
10
10
years.
years.
technology
So,
infrastructure.
but this is for sure gonna be like, okay, let's say if I go to the secretary's, to the city secretary's office and then they put my information. So let's say, and then, I don't know, in a month, I go to the, I go to the city attorney's office, they pull up my name and my information comes up. I don't have to be inputting the information over and over again.
No,
So it's like a shared thing.
this is more for internal processes than external ones. It's finance, talking to HR, talking to purchasing.
You think about it as the company core is really what it is.
It's our total network.
Yeah.
That's important.
Okay.
It is.
No, yeah, I agree with
And we did that, when was the last time we did
that.
this?
Sharing
Jeff?
information in the
It's been,
inside.
it's been about 10 years
It's
now.
about 10 years.
Okay.
Alrighty. You
Okay.
think that number will
Is
come
that
down?
time?
Yeah.
Fire station 7-8.
Between 7 and 8. I hadn't heard that before.
Yeah, what's that one?
Yeah, it came up during our meeting. I mean, that's probably gonna be something that we're gonna need to see done. Obviously, we need to do Station 8 first. Basically, what that means is Station 7 is at mile 6, more or less. And Station 8 will be at Tres Lagos. So that's a pretty good gap. So what we're trying to do is take care of the north, because that's where the density is, and then someday come to the middle. My
Okay.
recommendation, I prefer to do this training field right now than that fire station.
Done.
Yeah.
Because fire department does
I
not
agree.
have a training field.
We
I
agree.
agree.
I agree.
Done,
And I
done,
think
done.
7 and 8, since we're building 8 early, it's likely to get technically reimbursement. for
Reimbursed.
Lagos. When that reimbursement comes in, we can use that for this one.
That's
Good
exactly
thinking, Robin. Fuel system improvement.
right. Yeah, we ran out of money.
See?
Yep.
Well, no, hold up. Where are the sidewalks? You left them at the end.
Yeah,
That's not fair.
sidewalks, we've got between $2 and $3 million already budgeted to do. We're just doing the plans.
Go.
It will be done. It will
When?
be done.
What was
If they
fuel
don't do it
system?
by the end of the year.
What
you
sidewalks,
face it.
What was
what
fuel system
sidewalks are gonna be
improvements?
Hold
done?
on, let me record you saying that first. So I can remember.
What sidewalks are we talking about? Because
No, porque
we've been
they're
waiting for
right at the
sidewalks
end.
over Las Palmas.
Oh, Las Palmas, everything. was Las Palmas.
You've been talking to JJ. Seriously, we've been talking about sidewalks at Las Palmas for several
Is there
years.
some around Las Palmas? Put a bus
That
stop
was
there.
one of our, that was on our list, yes.
That was on our list. You see, it's,
Yes.
it's been on our list. It's
No,
been
I'm
on our
just
list for
saying like,
years.
okay, hold up.
I say
Okay.
the same thing.
It's
You're
on our
talking-
list.
It's free. It's
I'm sorry,
five
babe,
lines,
I'm sorry,
straight
babe, I
line.
know.
I'll tell the
Very
What kind
residents
of
it's on
plans
our
do you
list.
need?
I feel bad for you and for Michelle. Like honestly. But
Let me
like
go tell them
the
that it's on our
sidewalks,
list.
like you're talking like down 23rd Street, there's like a little piece of sidewalk here, no sidewalk there, and then a little chunk over here. Like it's just a mess with our sidewalks. We're the city of McAllen, man. We should be having good sidewalks.
You know what's funny about this, Commissioner? That sidewalks we put on the list. The city commission didn't.
Oh,
We've
I
been
called you to
yelling
put it
about
on.
sidewalks since the day
No, I know,
had
but
the
on this
commission.
list.
Yeah, on this
when
list.
we met, we brought it up. So
Okay.
I promise you, they're gonna get done.
So this
Or-
is all
or
we're
you're gonna have a
covering
new city
today?
manager.
So if they
Are
were
we done?
just, so
Are
if
we
they
done for
already
today?
budgeted, then why didn't you?
There being
We're
no
gonna do it.
further
We're gonna do it, I
business,
promise.
this meeting is
By the end of the
adjourned.
year, we'll have their sidewalks?